Hey guys, we're out here driving the Powerstroke. We are headed to a gas station. We're gonna fill up. We're gonna show you how much gas mileage this thing gets.
What's our MPG? We're about to find out.
We are about to find out. I want you to pause the video, comment below what you think is gonna get.
Doubt it'll be anything real good.
Yeah, me either. What do you think, Jake?
I'm thinking 13.
I was thinking 13 and a half.
That's
so,
safe.
Yeah. What'd you get in your Dodge?
I got 17, just about, like 16.8.
Yeah. My dually, my last fill up was 14.2. I usually get around 13.8. But, disclaimer, that's city. I actually get horrible on the highway. We're gonna talk about why in a little bit. Well, let's go fill up.
All right, guys, we're gonna talk about these notches on the diesel handles. We've got two different, looks like three actually. Two different notches that you can put it on. The highest setting or the lowest setting. I choose the lowest setting when I fill up just to get the least amount of air and the fuel as possible and be able to get the tank as full as possible. Drink it up, baby. What do we have mile-wise? 6674.
Okay, 6674. We're gonna pull out here. We are gonna do this kind of loop that we've kind of figured out. It's somewhere between 60 and 80 miles. And then we're gonna come back to the same gas station. We're gonna fill up. We're gonna see our mileage.
Okay, look at this truck.
Oh boy.
Holy crap.
Max Gleave on Instagram. G-L-E-A-V-E. Woo!
Are you kidding me? This thing is beautiful, dude.
Yeah. Shout out Max Cleave. Okay, we're gonna come out here. All right, we're turning onto the highway.
Let's keep going. Start this trip. If I step on this pedal too much, there goes all our fuel, man.
Yeah, he's trying to be as fuel efficient as possible. So we set a rule, 65 miles an hour. Do 65 the whole time. And no romping on it, and we'll see. We are up at 65. Oh, it's hard to see. The sun's right there, but we're doing 65. And in Arizona, you're the slowest car on the road by far.
Oh yeah.
These people are flying past us. Like, yeah. There's probably people behind us, like on our tail. But we're gonna get you my gas mileage. 65 is around 65 to 70 is around the optimal range in this truck. Especially this F250 with the 373 gears.
It looks like I'm sitting around 1800 RPM.
1800 RPMs. The optimal range is between 16 and 1900 RPMs. That's where you get a good mix of power and a good mix of your fuel mileage. Dude, so this is the difference. We're gonna talk a little bit about gearing. This is the big difference between 373 gears and Jake's F250 and my dually. My dually at 1800 RPMs is about 48, 49, 50 miles per hour. Jake's over here doing 65.
I'm scooting, man.
Scooting.
Straight scooting.
Scooting. I have 488s in the dually. Now, the Powerstrokes kind of come in 3 gears, or 2 gears really. 373 and 410. 410s are kind of the dualies, and 373s were like in the F250s or the single rear F350s. I like 373s. You kind of get a good mix of power and fuel mileage. Gearing really only matters for, like, when as far as towing, really only matters when you take off, because whenever you're up to speed, gearing doesn't matter because you're already going at that speed. 488s, I can get anything off the line and up to speed really, really good. 373s, it might take a little longer, but we're never really towing at max capacity.
Not even close.
Not even close. So he's gonna get way better gas mileage, but for the things we tow, it pushes just fine. The really only time you want 488s is if you're consistently towing at max, at that max, even 410s, because you're gonna get way worse gas mileage. Jake's Dodge has 355s. Jake kind of has a lead foot. So
Yes, I do.
With 355s, you can't tow as much, and you can't really pull it, you know, up hills or up to speed as quick. But you get really good gas mileage when you are up to speed. And so 373s are kind of your perfect gearing. And we're talking about rear axles when I say 373, 410, and 480.
I mean, and what's really cool about mileage is, I mean, we're talking about gear ratios, but really, like we were talking about earlier, there is so much that goes into what kind of mileage you get. So with the Dodge, I could have got way better mileage if I just left my tires stock. If I left them at 17s and they weren't as meaty. Yeah, heavier tires will sometimes give you an MPG boost, but I think I would have done a lot better with smaller tires because there's just less.
You need less power to get up to speed.
Yeah.
Now, diesels are some of the only vehicles that having bigger tires can actually get you better mileage. But in the case like Jake was saying with his Dodge, with 355 rear end, they're not, while it's a diesel engine and the diesel engine is powerful, the 355 rear end is kind of wimpy for those tires. So keeping it at stock would have given them some better mileage.
Yeah, with a ratio that small, you should stick to smaller things. When I bought that truck, I wasn't really thinking about my needs. This truck, I thought a lot more about my needs now that I look back on it. And I'm glad that this one's running and the Dodge isn't right now. Honestly, I know you would call me out on that at some point, but this truck is just so much, it meets my needs so much more. I can tow whatever I want. I get decent gas, but like decent fuel mileage, and I have 4-wheel drive. So it meets a lot of my criteria.
And he can have a lift kit, he can have bigger tires, and it's not turned into anything super sluggish. It's not a big old slug because it's having a hard time turning those tires.
Yeah, I mean, what were the other things that we were talking about? I mean, obviously meaty tires are gonna slow you down more. Wind is gonna be an issue.
Wind, obviously having a bigger lift puts you, one, because you get drag underneath the truck. That's why you see in the new Fords, they have those big, Fords and Dodges do this too. They have that big air dam in the front, and they're a little lower to the ground. So you get better gas mileage because you don't have air kind of coming underneath. But when you have a lift kit, it just makes you a bigger parachute. Usually you see a little bit of drop in mileage. Having fluids, good viscous fluids that allow everything to turn without friction in your transmission, in your axles, allow everything to just move. Obviously having good wheel hubs, not having your brakes grinding against the rotors, just removing friction allows you to go quicker. Being low to the ground, we kind of talked about that too. Oil changes. This is a big one, especially in these 7.3s where they're ran off of oil.
They take so much fluid.
Oh yeah, 15 quarts. I just changed, I went from 15W40 and my Powerstroke to 5W40. My injectors love it so much more. If you have a 7.3, drop to 5W40. Usually people do that in the winter. I'm doing it here in the summer. Why? The 40 is the number that only matters in the heat. So no matter what in the summer, it's gonna be at the 40 weight anyway. But I've noticed I've gained 1 mile per gallon since changing to 5W40 versus 15W40.
Yeah, it's the small changes that make the big differences. With the, they have products like Friction Eliminator, and I'm sure anybody in the diesel community has seen Hot Shot Secret and what they, you know, what they put out to prove with their products, and a lot of other fuel additive companies have talked about what you can gain from their fuel additives, but it's really the small things that make a big difference for your engines.
Yeah, having good airflow throughout your whole system. Also, you have to be able to burn the fuel, and if there's no air, you can't burn the fuel. If you have unburned fuel, you're just wasting power. One, you're wasting power, but you're wasting mileage. Like, that's fuel that can be used to help propel you forward. So having a turbo, that's one, big enough. So if you have bigger injectors, you're gonna need to have a bigger turbo to be able to put enough air, or a turbo that can just push more air. That way you have enough air to have complete combustion. But also having a good cold air intake does two things. Colder air, the hotter the air, the less it's dense. The less dense, the less oxygen there is in the air. Now, if we could get 100% oxygen inside the engine, we could have complete combustion. We can't. So having a cold air intake that's able to take colder ambient air and allows good flow, so it's not being restricted, allows more air and more dense air, so there's more oxygen into the cylinders, which can allow more complete combustion. If you have a clogged air filter, less air is going to come through, less combustion, less mileage, and less power. So having a good flowing cold air intake will allow you to have better mileage. And also having a turbo that pushes enough air into the cylinder. So the more air, the more oxygen. Like I said, the more power.
Once you start modifying stuff, it's like a domino effect. I mean, once one domino goes over, you got to keeping up with all the other modifications. Like Hayden said, you do the injectors, now you got to do the turbo. I mean, it's just, then you got to do the fuel system just to keep up with those injectors, and it just kind of accumulates after a while. And I think that's why everybody gets into these the diesel game a little bit, is because it's just addicting.
It is addicting, and it's addicting to have these powerful engines that also get, good gas mileage. My freaking dually with 488s gets better gas mileage than my old gas truck that I had, a 94 Chevy K1500. Great truck, super reliable, but I'm in a dually that has a 6-inch lift, bigger tires, 488 rear end that can haul anything, and I still get better gas mileage. And it's stock. I need to go in there, put in air intake, put in straight piping it, allowing that flow to, that exhaust to flow out, and I'm gonna get, decent gas mileage in a more powerful truck. We don't buy diesels, or we don't buy trucks in general for mileage. If I wanted mileage, I'd go freaking get a Prius. But it sucks to see your wallet get smaller at the pump, especially me. I got a tournament coming up in California in a few weeks, hauling my boat and getting, with my old gas truck, 6 miles to the gallon sucks. But now, if I can make these little modifications, get a little more power, a little better mileage, it kind of saves me at the pump a little bit.
You feel a little bit better about your financial decision to go with something that's, well, not financially smart.
Exactly.
Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. All right, we'll check in with you in a second with our mileage. And we hit some Arizona traffic, and we are doing 30 miles per hour on the highway. But over there, they're still flying. It's just this freaking exit. Everyone's trying to get off. Everyone's driving crappy and cutting people off. And that dude's driving on the dirt to get up the exit.
Oh, there's cops.
Oh.
Do we want to get off?
No, keep going straight maybe. We'll see. The real happiest place on earth. Bass Pro Shops. Yee yee. Okay, we're approaching the end of our loop. How far are we gone so far?
We're at 713.
713. All right, so we've gone, about 50 miles. We're getting off here, then we'll go pull in and we'll go fill up. Let's see what we got. We're here at the gas station. How far did we go?
We are at 714.
714. Let's
so we
pull up.
Started at 667.
714 minus. Wait, what's 714? What? 714. 8.8 minus 667.4.
equals 47.4 miles. Now, let's go fill up, see how much diesel we used. All right, she's filling up.
We would have been like, oh dang, we're getting great MPG.
Oh yeah, on 47 miles on a tenth of a tank.
Let's go.
Let's go get the calculator.
Got to jiggle her first.
Hey Jake.
No way. No way. That's without stomping on it?
That's without stomping on it.
Wow.
18.1.
This thing is...
That went way further than we both thought.
Wow. Good job, baby girl.
We were both thinking 13.
I know. I thought 13 flat.
I thought 13 and a half.
Wow. I mean, that exceeded us by 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not a small number either. Woo. Okay. Yeah. 18.1.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's with the AC on, boys.
AC because it's 110 outside. All right, thank you for watching. Hope you learned a little bit about trucks, mileage, power. I don't know, hope you learned something. And you saw Jake's 2007.3 get 18.1 miles a gallon. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. We got some more stuff coming. You want a little sneak peek?